If vertical climbs was a sport in Olympics, trust me, Italy will win the gold medal, the silver medal and the bronze medal as well. And that's the reason, Italians are so fit all the time. So my day started with, a climb to the top of the Florence Cathedral, to the dome, which is 92 meters high, without any lift. Right opposite is the bell tower, which was 82 meters high, and yes, once again without any lift. And I went, there were some 463 steps in Florence Cathedral, and there were some 422 or 430 steps in the bell tower. And what's interesting is that around the world the monuments have lifts. For example, if you go to Istanbul, the Galata Towers, they have a lift. The Tower Bridge in London, they have a lift too, but Italy seems to be the only place where they don't really have a lift, and that's the reason Italians are so fit, so fit. And like I said, today seems to be the last day of all vertical runs for me, because I'm once again going to Piazza Del Michelangelo, which seems to be another vertical climb, as you can see. As I huffed and puffed my way to the top of the hill, Florence decided to set some serious gym goals for me. Yes, there was a boot camp in full session. Before I got the complex of my life, I pretended I never saw this and quickly hurried my way to the top of the hill. These Italians are pretty much like Indians, or they like to copy us. So for example, how we have Piazza do Bindi, they have Piazza in practically everything. Finally, we have reached Piazza del Michelangelo. Wow. I practiced that joke for 5 hours and this is how I deliver. Never mind that. And yes, we are here at the top of the mountain where the Piazza del Michelangelo is, and we have David. Hi David, how are you? Oh, never mind that. I understand that you have a great body and all that, but please wear some clothes, yeah? What are you doing, yeah? And of course, we are here, and the views from here are absolutely spectacular. Come, I'll show you. By the way, that's not real David, huh? In case you're thinking, real David is like preserved very well. In fact, you're going to find these David statues all over the city. So don't be bluffed. The evening light was just so beautiful, the setting sun, and the views were, absolutely spectacular, but it almost felt that the entire scene has been dipped in one of those blue filters on Instagram, right? I stood there for some time and then quickly took to the streets of Florence once again. A night walk through the crisscross back alleys of Florence is an absolute must. I mean, there's noir, there's excitement, there are street performers, there are these deserted lanes that invariably lead to a fake David statue. But I finally met the dude, and how handsome he looks, man. In fact, this is the statue which is carved from a single block of unwanted marble. Yes, Michelangelo created David from a piece of marble that had been twice discarded by the other sculptors. They say his right hand is out of proportion, so I took a close-up shot of his right hand. It really is twisted, which is a clever nod to David's nickname called Manu Fortis, which means strong of hand. After my quick David date, I wanted to have some food, and I tried a lot of restaurants, by the way, in Florence, but I have to tell you about this place called Restaurant Boccadama, which is at Piazza di Santa Croce. Amazing food, amazing hospitality. If you're in Florence, you have to try their food. After a very long, tiring day, I finally wanted to have some nice Italian food, and I must have skipped some 5 restaurants, but finally I made my mind that I'm going to have my last meal of the day, really fulfilling, at Boccadama. And right now I've got George with me, who is the manager at the restaurant. Hi George.
Grazie.
Thank you so much. That ravioli was just so amazing.
Everything is homemade.
Everything is homemade, yeah? And that bruschetta also, fresh tomatoes, fresh vegetables. I think your colleagues are calling you. Are you busy right now? You can't talk?
Yeah, every day. So it's now, something season now.
Busy is good, right? What does Boccadama mean? And before he could answer that question, the battery of my phone died. I could never come to know what Boccadama means because he also didn't know that. But I was excited because I was catching an early morning train to Pisa from Florence the next day. Lots of stories from Pisa as well coming very soon in the next episode of Travel Locations.